Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Philippa and this is the first video in what I hope will be a series to do with paper crafting, mixed media, junk journals and the like. A little bit about me. I'm in Australia. I'm a long-time card maker, mixed media, working on canvases, art journals, that kind of thing. And recently I've taken a liking to junk journals. So as you can possibly see, I broke my arm just before Christmas, which is summer in Australia, and I'd had 2 weeks holiday from work and I had been intending to spend time doing making, and obviously that didn't happen. So what I spent my time doing was looking at YouTube tutorials and learning new techniques and things. So a huge shout out to all the makers out there who spend their time doing tutorials, because I've learned so much. And after my cast came off at the end of January, I was still in a brace then, and I had a little bit more movement, so I was able to do bits and pieces, not everything I wanted to do, but I started to do a few things and I thought, well, I should do some videos as well and hopefully inspire other people. So with this first video, what I thought I'd do is show a few things that I've done over the last month or so while I've still got a broken arm. For those who are interested, it's a spiral fracture down my left humerus and that's my dominant arm. So it's a very slow recovery. It's been 3 months so far. I'm having regular physio and I can't drive or anything. I'm stuck at home. So I want to do a shout out to everyone who's ever made a crafting tutorial. You've helped me get through one of the bleakest periods of my life, because we just come out of lockdown in Australia. Things were opening up and then I was stuck at home. And it was even worse than lockdown, because at least during lockdown I could drive, go to the shops, you know, whatever. And now I can't do anything. But moving on from that, there's an Australian crafter in, I think in Victoria, who had a really cool tutorial on how to tea dye papers using a tub and spray bottle. So I've done that rather than fully soaking my papers. I've just kind of done some around the edges. You can see some here. She used plastic lace, so you've got the lace patterns. And so I've just done that. So just lightly sprayed tags, envelopes, music sheets, and all kinds of papers. I'm a bit of a paper hoarder, so all different like handmade papers and things like that. And because the way it works is and I'll put a link in below, the ones down the bottom get more of it as the paper as it soaks, and you remove a few sheets from the top at a time and let them dry. But you know, I've got a huge crate of some tea dyed papers in this. You know, this paper's got petals in it. This was a handmade craft paper that also had petals in it. Here's another one, a creamier paper that's got lace. And I'm going to have to destash at some point, but this is a way to use up some of those beautiful papers that I've been hoarding for years, and I can use them in my junk journal. So that one had a little bit of a green walnut stain as well. I'm using my walnut dyes, and that's one that's got a bit of a mica spray. I was just playing around at that point. So that was one of the things I did. It was very impatient as it dried, but that was great. I also have been dyeing some of my coloured envelopes, which I thought I could use in junk journals, because for a while I was collecting purples, one of my signature colours. I was collecting purple envelopes for a while every time I saw them. Now I've got drawers full of them, so it's a way for me to use those. I discovered a maker called ARTYmaze, and I love her Try It Tuesdays, where she finds something on Pinterest and then shows us how to do something similar. She doesn't copy it exactly. And this is one she had a few weeks ago. It was like a tag and just doing a bit of a layout with vellum and lace and that kind of thing. So using the supplies I had, it doesn't really look anything like hers, but it's using some of the same techniques. So I'm going to link to that. And these are just kind of my takes on that, you know, using the stash I had. So, you know, I used some washi tape, I've used some vellum. I think I used craft glue to glue down the vellum, so that made it warp a little bit. I think I now have some vellum tape, so I would probably use that next time. And I'd use the Tim Holtz oxides, I think, to dye the tags. Done a bit of stamping on the top of that, so there's like a texture stamp as well as some text. And yeah, I was pretty happy with those. I have to flatten them. Oh yeah, it's on the back of a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbooking paper. It was a die cuts with a view one, I think. It's quite thick, so it made nice tags. And yeah, so that was another technique I did. It was just doing little bits. I didn't have to move my arm too much. Tina at Shabbydabbydoodah has been a bit of a lifesaver for me. She did a series on how to use up a pad of 12 by 12 papers in 7 days, and I'll link to that series as well because I just loved it. I think I've watched them all about, 3 or 4 times. Some of them are junk journaling stuff that requires stitching and I don't really sew. So I've done one accordion fold one, which I'll show you in a minute. But what I've done is using up some of the 12 by 12 papers, I've made some little envelopes that can go in a junk journal. So this was from one, and you can see that I've cut them and they've come off the same one. So this one is a small one that has, I actually quite like the inside, so I left that one plain on the inside because it's a smaller one. I haven't decorated the backs, but you can see that it actually had 2 different patterns, a stripe and a music. And this is the same one here. I've put sheet music inside that, and I quite liked that. But in case I wanted to stick them down, I haven't done anything with the backs at the moment, or else they could just be a tuck envelope. And I really liked the scraps that I've used on the front to make a bit of a thing. And that's obviously got a bigger pocket there. And this one here, I made a deeper pocket. I've lined that with a nice textured paper, and didn't stick that down very well, so I'll re-stick that. But yeah, so that's there, and this is actually using the reverse of it. I quite like the bingo card there, and so I didn't line, again, the smaller pocket. And I've got my cluster there on the inside, and another little cluster there because I thought you could write something there. I've left the back blank again in case, and I picked a craft bit there. So, if you wanted to stick that down, you could, and you wouldn't lose any of it. The back of that one's a nice little collage, but again, you can either stick it down or you could use it. So I'll link to that video, Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. And, this is one of my, I think it's Spellbinders tags, die cut tags, and I quite liked that. It's just from some paper that I have already pre-cut. And that's a tip that I'm going to give you today. Some days when I don't have a broken arm, if I feel a bit crafty but I don't have any ideas, what I do is I actually go through my scrapbooking pads and I just cut lots of shapes. Actually, I can show you, I've got some bags handy. These are my steampunk cogs and gears, and I have my Spellbinder shapes labels. And what I do is, papers that I don't think I'm going to use for whatever reason, I might, how in a paper pad, there's some that you like, and there's some that you kind of like but you don't think you're going to use. Those ones are the ones that I actually use in my die cutting machine and pre-cut so that I've got them ready when I want to use them. And can I just say, it's been a lifesaver now because I can't use my die cutting machine right now, but I've got all these things pre-cut. And I've also got the tattered flowers, the Tim Holtz tattered flowers. So they're ready to go, and I can use them even though I can't use my die cutting machine. And of course, the other thing I do is I use a lot of neutrals or craft cardstock and white cardstock as staples. And that means when I need a tag or a label or a flower to assemble, I've got all the bits ready to go. And that has served me in quick stead over the years because it means that if I have to whip up a quick card, I can just layer, for someone's birthday or whatever, I can just layer some paper on, do a bit of stamping, and then just do a multi-dimensional tag or something like that, and it's ready to go. And I don't have to actually get my die cutting machine out. So those boring afternoons where you're watching TV or something like that, just go and cutting through your paper pad, and of course you can layer up multiple pages at a time in the die cutting machine. And that's my quick tip for episode 1. So well done me. And I'll just move these out of the way. And this, I think, was also from Tina. I'll have to find the video. This was another 12 by 12 paper piece. Yes, I am sure this was Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah, because it was to make a folding thing. Little, you could stick it down or it could be loose. I did actually put a pocket on the back of this one. And this is using the beautiful Dreamer set from Graphic 45, which I absolutely love. It's very shabby, feminine steampunk, I call it, which is very much my aesthetic. As you can see, I didn't measure it properly. The pages don't line up, but that's okay. Actually, I think I cut extra off so that when I closed it, the pages folded properly, because I was having a bit of trouble with that. But overall, I'm really happy with this. And I used a technique that I saw Martina from Teal and Tattered, which was to get the gold spray, which is the one I got, Kaiser Craft Mist Gold Shimmer Spray, and instead, and I'm not going to do it now, but instead of spritzing it, I think I did a little bit, you actually get this out and actually splash it on, and that's how you can get the bigger spray marks rather than just all spritz. And this is the first time I've tried to do an enclosure like this with the ribbon underneath, and that's why I put that on the back as well. And if I end up sticking that down somewhere, you know, I haven't really lost anything. That was just an offcut from one of the panels that went here. But I'm really pleased with this. This is the first time I've tried to do this kind of a, I guess it's an ephemera or pocket or something, and I think it looks really pretty. And then finally, this one took me about 2 weeks to make. This is an accordion, which way is the front? This is the front. This is an accordion journal, and this is one of the 2 accordion journals that Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah made. And it's using a style of accordion journal that she got from Treasure Books. So I will, Natasha at Treasure Books. So I will link to both of those videos because there are slight differences, which I'll explain as I go. This one, I was so proud of myself. This is the first one because I don't sew, so I hadn't really been doing anything junk journals. I do have an art journal, and when I pulled everything out of storage, because we moved house during lockdown last year, it was all drama and I hadn't really done anything during the pandemic. I was really sad to find out all my beautiful Dilutions paints in the flat round jars have basically gone solid. I'm like, I don't know what to do now. So this is something a bit different for me, and because I always have so many cards that I have too many cards to use, so I sell them off and stuff. But the whole thing of making a beautiful junk journal and then someone might buy it, which is amazing because, you know, I don't write in journals, but I love making things. So, you know, if there's a market out there and, you know, maybe I'll put this up for sale at some point and someone could buy it. Anyway, this is using papers from Graphic 45 again. Not Portrait of a Lady, I think. Oh, Le Romantic, I think it's called. But I love their Graphic 45 papers. So anyway, this is the front. We're saying that because it's got a label, you could write something there. And you open it up, and I put an envelope here to put things in. And this style of accordion journal has 2 pockets on every page, tuck corners, I guess. So I've put a little journal card here using paper from the set. And then when you turn over, and this is the style that Natasha did, which has the triangle bit in the middle where you've joined the pages. Now, when you see Tina's video, she actually, I'll have to look at again how she did it. She said it was using a different technique from someone else, where you actually tuck the pages under from each time, so there's no triangle in the middle. And I'd like to try this again and do it that way, but I saw the way Tina did it and I loved it, but then I went back to Natasha's video just to get the instructions a bit more clearly because it was the first time I tried it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then having done that, I like it, but I want to try it the other way as well. Anyway, so this is just a little journal card that I put in there, which I've decorated using some of the stickers that came with the set. Again, another sticker from the set, and I made just a little tuck notepad with some of the coffee dyed papers I showed earlier. And I thought this could be like, it could be a wedding planning journal. It could be just, you know, for someone's 21st prep. Now this is 2 matching tags that I showed from this ones I'd already die cut earlier. They're not from the same paper set, but I thought that they really toned well. Similar colors, I've stained them up, and here's somewhere I want to say, look, most of this is stained on the edges with vintage photo the way everyone else does, but I just want to put a shout out there for the other one that I use all the time, which is aged mahogany. And I think I'm the only person who stains things with aged mahogany, but it's got that bit more of a pinky color to the edges. And I'm a bit of a mahogany girl. A lot of my furniture at home is mahogany color, that's pinky brown color. And so these ones I've stained with aged mahogany, and that's kind of a bit of a me thing. Yeah, same here. Same here. So if you watch my videos in the future, you will see a lot of aged mahogany as well as vintage photo. And I've just got walnut stain as well for a slightly darker color, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so here's another little envelope. I already had this, I didn't make it. I've got a lot of little envelope things like this, which I've got over the years, so, you know, undoes like that. Little tuck here, it's a tag. I love these beautiful square tags. And then on this side, I've got a matching tag with the orange. And these flowers are from the washi tape shop in one of their kits, sticker kits. But I'm trying to not put too much because I think whoever ends up with this can do their own things. And then over the back, I made a lace pocket. I saw Tina do this. I think it was Tina, or maybe it was Martina from Teal and Tattered. But I love this pocket. And so I put a little tag in there, which is really just one of those labels again, pre-cut labels that I made, and I just tucked it in there. And this is a balsa wood butterfly that I got from a craft show years ago, and I love it so much. And I always thought it was too nice just to put on a card from someone who may not appreciate it and might throw it away. And I thought, this is better. I've used a couple of my art journals, but you know, art journal layouts, but I thought, oh, this is good. Whoever gets this is going to appreciate it. Anyway, so then you close it. And look, that's the back cover. And, you know, it's got another label you could write on. It's got the word dream. This is a Hampton art stamp I've had forever that I love. I still love it so much. Beautiful font and everything. And then you flip it here. And this is the side that doesn't have the triangles. So this is kind of more the journaling side. So this is a pocket here. This is... So there's a little pocket there. You could write there, you could write there, and then it folds out this way as well. And there's a journaling spot there. And this is the back of some of the pages I've used. It's actually kind of like a wedding dress or something, but I just thought the lady's face was lovely. And this is some of Tim Holt's washi tape, but they call it something different. I can't remember what they call it, but I don't think they make it anymore. But yeah, I've got a long, tall tube of the Tim Holtz tape, so that's from that. And then over here we've got more of these, and these two are stuck down, and this is just tucked in. This is like an actual tuck spot. It's only glued on two sides. But I just thought as a set, you could write on it, you could put pictures on it, you could stick pages down if you wanted to make a little notebook. But I just thought that was really nice. Again, there's my aged mahogany and more tape to reinforce the binding. On this one, we've gone with the green color. So there's a little pocket. I've got a tuck spot here with a tag that I made. And there's a journaling spot on the back, and there's some coffee dyed paper. This here is actually from a collage masterboard I made, which I watched a video on that before I broke my arm when I was a bit more mobile. So I did that before Christmas. So that was... I'll see if I can find the video for that, but I really enjoyed that. That was something I did. And then I actually did my Christmas cards. I did a collage masterboard with Christmas papers, and that was a lot of fun too. But this was kind of my prototype run, so that was great. And then, yeah, so that's a little tuck spot there. And this is a little mini notepad with some coffee dyed papers. And I hadn't thought about it, but I saw Tina stapling her pages together and then putting lace around it, and I thought, oh, I can do that. It doesn't matter that I can't sew right now. And again, I'm left-handed, so my sewing options are very limited, and I don't have a sewing machine, so I would be trying to hand stitch with a broken arm. And then the final page is this one. Again, another one of the balsa wood flowers. I just sponged it a little bit. That's just an offcut, it's not a pocket or anything. And here's another one of these pads. This one is not torn pages, it's actually cut. But I really love the paper. And look at this, you know, you've got the actual where the paper soaked in at the edges, looking really vintage. And this is kind of like one of those little matchbook pockets. I really like that. I was really pleased with that. The first time I've made one of those. And this is just a little tag with a snippet of paper around the bottom, and you know, you could write on the back. It's just plain on the back. And a little offcut from the paper that was left. It's like, looks like a postage stamp. And then we're back to the beginning. So thank you for watching my video. And I have more coming, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to spending time with you again soon.